I hear two poor people are going to be getting married now. Are you for real? I thought you would have at least left your company to prepare for everything, yet you seem to be going into the office every day. Do you think that's the right thing a woman like you should be doing? Because last I checked, any self-respecting woman would be leaving her job to get ready to have some kids for her husband. Elora, what do you want out of me this time? I promise that whatever you have to say about me won't make me upset. And as for the wedding, we've already sent out all of the invitations for it. You and my brother should be getting yours in the next couple of days. What? You guys sent out invitations? But didn't that cost you guys a bit of money in order to do? When it comes to two moneyless losers like you guys, why didn't you just send out digital invitations to everyone? No, you've just gone and wasted money that could have gone towards your dinner or something tomorrow. Guess you'll be starving instead now. Well, I know that a lot of people are going with that style of sending out invitations these days. But we both thought we wanted to send out physical cards for everyone, so that's what we went with. By the way, this is just something I have on my mind, but the way you're talking about another couple and their wedding plans, I just don't think it's a very good thing to be doing, so could you please stop talking to us like that? Huh? Who do you think you're speaking to right now talking like that? I am your older brother's wife, okay? Do you think he'd like it if he knew you were talking to me in such a rude way? I know that, hence why I told you such a thing in a straightforward manner. When it comes to our wedding, we are going to have plenty of guests there that are very important to us. So we would like it that you also came, but only if you're going to keep your mouth shut and not say anything ridiculous to us or our guests the day of. Huh? What are you blabbering about? Who do you think you are talking to me like that? Do you think because you spend a lot of your time working a company job that you just magically know everything about how the world works? You are being really mouthy right now for someone who doesn't even have enough money right now to support herself. I'm not sure that's the case for me. I work all the time because I enjoy working. I was never made for getting married and then spending the rest of my life in a house doing all the chores. And as for the work I'm doing right now, I love it. That's why I've been wanting to continue working for this company all my life. Didn't you say you met your fiancé at work? In other words, that means you weren't able to make enough money there, and so you had to get someone who would want to marry you in order to make a bit more. And then you just use your love for work as an excuse for having to be there all the time, right? I feel so sorry for the both of you, honestly. I'm telling you, that's not the case for my fiancé and I. But look, it happens all the time. Companies that have their employees getting married to one another left and right. And when it comes to the wife becoming pregnant, only she can take time off because if they both do, they won't have the money to support themselves. So the man has to keep on working and miss out on his family. That's what the two of you are becoming, right? I'm sure there are plenty of people that do that in all kinds of different companies. But you assuming we're not in the same situation is not a good look for you, Elora. And when comparing all of that to my husband, he just recently started his own business. Right now, he's putting all of his heart into his work for me. Which means from here on out, my life is only going to become more and more easy for me. My life with your brother is completely different from the sorry excuse for a life you have. Ah, I heard about that. Congratulations on having your husband start up a business. I'm sure that from now on, his work will require a lot more of his time, but as long as the both of you are working together, I'm sure things will be fine. Unlike the both of you, my husband happens to be a really special man. Right after getting married, he turned things around to make sure that he could care for me without me having to do anything on my own. I'm sorry that he's so different from your husband, Alicia. If you enjoy having your husband do all the work for you, then please continue to enjoy that certain lifestyle. I really don't like living like that, and that's why I'm continuing to work after getting married. Really, there is no way I can hold a conversation with someone as dull as you. But hey, in my case, I'm choosing to live life by choosing the kind of people I want to be around. And recently, I've been wanting to live life as the wife of a strong and amazing business owner doing everything I've ever wanted here at his home. Which means that I would love to cut ties to two moneyless, hardworking, unproductive lowlifes like you guys. so I'm tossing you both out.
Is that right? I see you're really in love with the idea of productivity then. But was what you just sent me very productive? All I seem to hear from you right now is a lot of hate.
What? If that's all you seem to be hearing from me, then that's most definitely a you problem. All I've been saying are facts about you guys. Anyway, I'm going to be cutting ties to you all now, so you could just forget about what I've said and stop thinking about me ever texting you like this again.
Is that what you'd like me to think? All right then. If that's what you want for us, then I'll do the same as you. Now, I'm sorry to have to cut things here, but I am a very busy person and have a lot to attend to now.
So, this is what they mean by the poor never having any time to be free. Go ahead and continue working your butt off so that you have enough money to feed yourself this month.
Okay, that's what I'll do.
Today we're canceling. I can see that I received quite a lot of phone calls from you this morning. Did you guys really think that we'd be coming out to your wedding today? I told you a while back that I'd be cutting ties to you guys, right?
What? So then that meant that you wouldn't be coming out to our wedding today either?
Of course that's what that meant. Now, come on, get a grip on the positions that you're both in. Did you actually think that by inviting my husband and I that we'd really come out to see you today?
I did assume that, in some part, you both would want to come out to this wedding today for us. Was I wrong to assume that of you and my brother?
Don't think of us the same way you think of your poor and pathetic selves, okay? You both are willing to just come right out with the fact that you're poor and that you live in poverty, right? It would have been a waste of our money if we'd spent it on gifts for you both, considering today we're not coming to the wedding for some poor losers. We'll be taking this money and putting it towards a trip out to the beach somewhere.
Oh, is that what you'll be doing? Well, if that's what you both want to do, go right ahead. But you'll both be letting a massive chance slip through your fingers. Think of this as you missing the chance to gain some great investors towards my brother's business.
Huh? What's that? Are you going to cry over us not coming out to see you? At your age, crying over something like this is so embarrassing, right? I'd give up on crying over us right now.
Just don't say that I never told you this then. Now, don't come here today.
I told you we're not going already. I hope you both get embarrassed by having 2 of the seats there left empty by us.
If that's what you'd like for us, then consider this wedding to be the true start of us no longer having ties to one another. And with that, goodbye forever.
Hey, what the hell is this? Your guys' wedding? I just heard that there are all these really famous people gathered at your wedding right now. What the hell is all that about?
Oh, so you were told. Well, what you heard is true. While moving up in the world, my husband became more and more well known by those that have been around him. He created a lot of connections, and those people themselves have a lot of connections. Comparatively, he's a very well-known man, my husband. And after telling all his guests to bring along guests of their own, we now have plenty of people here all enjoying our wedding.
Huh? How could he be so well known by all of those people, though? All he is just your basic office worker, right? Who the hell is he besides that?
He's more than just an office worker. He's a diplomat. And I've been his secretary this whole entire time.
Huh? Your husband, he's a diplomat? And then you're his secretary?
Yes, just like I said. And I was thinking that today I could help my older brother gain a lot of new connections for his brand new business. And that is partially why I allowed my husband to have so many guests here today. But since you guys went ahead and said you were cutting ties to my husband and I, you really wasted such a beautiful chance to make it big.
I have no idea what's going on here. If that was going to be a thing, you should have said that first.
But this was a test. I wanted to see if you were really as bad a person as you made yourself out to be with me. And after seeing how you'd behaved this morning, I learned that you're not worth my help after all. I at least thought that today you would want to play nice, considering this is one of your family members' weddings, and that's why I invited you both today and was really hoping to see you here. I even made sure to tell some of the guests about the both of you, and that you guys would make really good friends for them. Yet, after all the things I had set up for you and my brother, you decided to erase them all with one swift press of your send button.
That's because I didn't think that something like this would ever be happening, though. So please, we'll be getting to the wedding venue really soon here. You can relax now and know that both my husband and I will be there. From here on out, we'll both make sure to meet all the guests you have ready for us.
Wait, who the hell do you think you are? I thought you just cut ties to me an hour ago. I don't want some strangers coming to my wedding now, so please stay away from this venue for me. I don't plan to let either one of you into this place now, after all the things you'd said about me before.
Don't say things like that, Alicia. You're both very open-minded and kind people, right? You both even went through the trouble of setting things up to help your brother and I, right? I won't let a chance like that, which you've made for us, go to waste.
Oh, you don't have to worry about such a chance being wasted. My younger brother also happens to have a business that he's been running. And so far, he seems to be kicking things off with all of those guests who are looking to invest in him now. You and my older brother are just complete strangers to everyone there. You can roll up on the wedding if you want to, but I've made sure to let security know you're on your way and they are waiting out front to turn you both away.
Don't say things like that, please. Please, Alicia. Let us into your wedding. We can't afford to let such a good chance as that go to waste.
Oh, it's not going to waste, though. My younger brother is making great use of it right now. So please go away. I don't ever want to see either one of you again. Now, I have a wedding to get back to enjoying, so goodbye forever.
Alicia, thank you so much for what you did for me at your wedding a couple of days ago. Because of you, my business and I have really been saved. I never thought that I'd ever have the chance to talk to such amazing people as them.
And thank you for coming out to our wedding, Rod. I'm so happy to hear that they'll all be able to help you out. I always knew you needed some extra funding for your new business, and hopefully now you'll be in the clear for a long time to come.
Thank you, Alicia. As for that financing, are you really okay with something like that? When you surprised me with something as insane as that, I just couldn't hold back all of my emotion.
Of course I was serious about that. And I was really hoping to get you all worked up with that surprise. You came all the way out for our wedding, so it was the least I could do to make you feel welcomed. Now, from here on out, I want you to do even more than your best.
All right. Alicia, once again, thank you so much. But when it comes to what happened with Jake, kinda sucks, doesn't it? That guy has always had this massive ego for as long as I can remember. But making a wife out of someone just as bad, if not worse than that, has only turned him into more of a selfish prick. The fact that he wouldn't even come to your own wedding.
You don't have to talk about that anymore, Rod. I have worked pretty hard already trying to get Jake to come out and be around us. But with the way he is, nothing is ever going to change. And when it comes to his wife, she would always go on and on saying these horrible things about me. And even started to call me poor because I wasn't leaving my job when getting married to my husband. I was really hoping that with the wedding I could surprise the both of them as well by showing them who we are. But then his wife started to say they wouldn't come. I chose to go the route of making them both regret being such jerks to me.
And that seemed to work out perfectly for you. The both of them ended up getting arrested right in front of the wedding venue then, right? They were both causing a lot of trouble out front when security wouldn't let them in, and then the police were called to handle them, right?
That's what seems to have happened. I told them both not to come. Well, one could say this has completely sealed the deal of us no longer having ties to one another anymore, right? And in my case, this was kind of the end result I'd been wanting. Those two really are pains in the ass, and I just wanted them gone.
Well, you have that right for sure now.
Although, I did get some texts from Jake after the both of them had been taken away in the back of that squad car. He told me that this was all his wife's doing and that he shouldn't be blamed for what happened. But he did choose not to come out to the wedding, so he's just as much to blame as she is.
What? Really? So he was going to try using her as a scapegoat or something to make himself look good?
Who knows what he was trying to do there? I'm sure that was just another part of their plan to try and get back on my good side or something. I haven't even heard anything from his wife, though, since then. So perhaps Jake was telling her to keep quiet while he tried something.
I want to know what kind of fights those two are getting into now over all of this. I bet those two are probably trying to place the blame on each other so that they both don't look like complete lunatics.
That would be kind of hilarious to watch, wouldn't it? Well, if I hear anything else from those two, I'll let you know about it. You trying to push me off that bridge while I was on my walk and then falling over that rail yourself? What was all of that about? I get that you were trying to attack me and get me killed by having me fall 30 feet to the ground, but, well, you just ended up sending yourself over the edge and got yourself really hurt, right? Why were you able to dodge me like that then? Because of that, I fell all the way down onto the expressway and almost got run over. And now I have 3 fractured ribs, a punctured lung, and a broken leg and a broken wrist. Getting upset at me over that is just a waste of the energy your body needs right now. I was wondering why recently there were so many people trying to push me downstairs or trip me to the ground. I should have known it would be you trying to do all of that to me. Did you know that I learned things like self-defense back in the day? With how slow you were attacking me on the bridge, it wasn't hard for me to turn you around and send you over. What you did to me is a crime! You sent me over the side of that walkway bridge and onto an active expressway! What are you going on about? Did you hit your head pretty badly as well in that fall? Because it makes no sense why you're calling me a criminal when what you were trying to do to me was a crime. Thankfully, there were plenty of eyewitnesses who saw what you were trying to do to me. So when this case goes to court, good luck trying to claim I was the one that was attacking you. What did you just say? I'm your older sister-in-law. I am your older brother's wife. If you're going to have the law get between us on this, you're the worst sister ever. You shouldn't even be able to joke about something like that. You're joking, right? I'm your sister-in-law, yet you came at me and tried to push me over that bridge, right? I want you to answer me with the truth here. What were you trying to do to me? Did you think that by sending me off that bridge to what could have been my death would have helped your situation any? This is all your fault. Huh? What is all my fault, Elora? Because you never let your brother and I into that wedding of yours a while back. Your brother went and threw me away. He decided that the two of us can no longer be a couple anymore. He told me that because of all that crap I've been saying about you, it led to something like that, and now he's pushing all of the blame onto me. He said that he wants to get a divorce now. Really? So that's how things have gone since then. I knew something like this would play out between you two lovebirds. My younger brother and I were both talking about how things would go between two people that can't take responsibility for anything in life. And I guess this is how. Don't say such horrific things. I've had to go through hell because of you. After telling your brother that you had set up some people that wanted to invest in his business at your wedding, but then told us to stay out, this all started to happen to me. What? Is that right? Well, it is the truth that you both were the ones that caused all of this. I grew very tired of the way you guys always treated me. And when it came to how you guys canceled on my wedding, you did it 5 minutes before my wedding started, right? I found it very hard to believe that anyone would ever want to invite crazy people like yourselves to their events. But then I remembered that I did invite you both to my wedding, and that might have been my greatest mistake. Thankfully, though, you both decided to skip out on coming and saved me a lot of headaches, right? I know that it was our choice, but later you didn't let either one of us in and had the police called on us. We had to watch as all those people that would have helped my husband's business never came to us, and our chances of getting any investors disappear. And now your older brother, who knew all about this, is pissed off at me. Wait, hold on just a second. I thought that you guys never knew about what was going to happen that day. Well, if my brother knew what was going to happen at my wedding, why did he skip out on it? I never meant to do anything that would hurt the both of you, all right? I know, but I thought you both were complete wastes of my time since you both should have been lowlifes. So I just assumed that us not showing up on the day of your wedding would mean we wouldn't be missing out on anything. Had I known you and your husband were such amazing people, I would have actually tried to be nice to you guys.
and then none of this would have ever had to happen.
You were the one that just wanted to assume we were both poor. Was that your reasoning for always talking poorly about me no matter what I said to you? Now you're just making it seem like you were wanting to be this big bad bully to me.
Shut your mouth! If you don't like me bullying you, then you go and finance your brother's company. If you don't do that for him right now, then I'm going to call you a terrible woman who only wants one thing in this world, and that's ruining her older brother's marriage.
I don't mind being called that, actually. You both happen to have the worst behaviors ever as a couple, and if I have to be the one to break up all of that horror, then I will. But it seems you went and did that for yourselves already by going around acting like two useless pricks. So let's call what's happening to you now exactly what you both deserve.
Excuse me? Are you saying that you're fine with your older brother and his wife getting a divorce then?
I'm not saying that I'm fine with it. Rather that your guys' marriage has nothing to do with my life. I mean, you're both just complete strangers to me anyway, right? And when it comes to complete strangers that are both massive dicks, I don't care what happens to them. Ah, and by the way, when it comes to my little brother's business, were you both aware that my husband has been helping invest in his company?
We know! And when we first heard that was happening, we were in complete shock. How dare you guys invest in him and his company, but not ours? That's discrimination.
No, it's not. It's just my husband and I not wanting to help unappreciative dickheads like the both of you. My little brother has always been very close to my husband and I, and is a very awesome man when it comes to his work ethic. And unlike the both of you, he doesn't talk down to anyone, and never judges without getting to know someone first. So we thought he'd be the perfect person to help out. That's why my husband went ahead and started to help finance his company.
That's mean! I'm sure that he always knew about the kind of people you've been. And that's why he was sucking up to both your husband and you.
We never told him anything about the work we've been doing. Yet he's always been kind to us, never knowing what we've been up to. So that money that would have been going to your husband's business has now gone into my little brother's, and everyone, excluding the both of you, are happy about that.
There's no way! If that's what you're going to do to us, then I'm going to destroy his company.
Ah, I knew it. You've been the one sending all those fake emails to my little brother's company.
And so what? You all have been teaming up and leaving both my husband and I out of your discussions and funding. You all are the worst people I've ever been around.
Oh, geez. You really can't be talked with then. I'm done here. I'm going to tell the police about what you tried to do. And from now on, if you want to talk with me anymore, you'll have to go through my lawyer. When it comes to trying to talk with you one-on-one, it is completely unproductive.
Huh? Are you really going to bring up what happened with the police? Hold your horses right there. I will not allow you to do that.
I never asked for your permission. How much longer are you going to act like you're the center of everything? I hope that your eyes become opened soon so that you have a better understanding of the position you're standing in. If not, I'm going to make sure that a brainless asshole like you goes to hell so that you can learn things all over again from step one. Elora tried making her way out to our house in her wheelchair, but after a couple of nurses found her in our front yard trying to climb up our steps, they grabbed her and took her back to the hospital. From then on, the hospital made sure to restrain her to her hospital bed and lock her door when they weren't around so that she had no way of leaving the hospital to find me. There, she would have to continue recovering while my lawyer got in touch with her about the upcoming court case. And when that court case did come around, she was found guilty of attempted murder and would not be able to receive any kind of money from me for her self-inflicted wounds. She would be left owing the hospital close to $40,000 for all of her time she had to spend there, and would need to go back to work in order to pay all of that off. Elora also ended up getting divorced by my brother, who was extremely upset with her, and after that she finally shut up and let everything come down around her. And I say that to say, sucks to suck, doesn't it, Elora? I'm not really sure what's going to happen with her next, but she'd better get her life in check soon, or else she really will be rotting in hell. As for my older brother, a few months after the divorce, his company went under and he was left with nothing to show for it besides outstanding debt that he would be charged for by the bank. He hasn't talked to me since the day of his divorce, so I'm not sure what he's going to do now that he's lost the one thing he could always brag about. But I'm going to assume step one will be finding a simple job so he can start making some money again. I know this isn't something people would normally say, but I find myself very lucky having been able to break apart such a toxic marriage with the help of my husband. I just hope that following all of this, both my older brother and Elora figure out that not everything revolves around them, and that they need to have a heart if they want to be respected by anyone.